Well, good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Cozy Old School RuneScape Lore. It's the podcast where we explore the places, the people, the pieces of paper that tell us more about Gielinor, the land of old school RuneScape. I'm your host, Drifteray, and tonight we are doing another scavenger hunt to see what we can learn, and this time we're going to start with what we get from the reward casket from a hard scroll box. So I'm going to a hard clue scroll, which I'm going to open the scroll box in a second. So we're going to start from scratch, do this clue scroll, and then use the loot we find in the casket to guide our next steps. So I'm going to grab a spade, and I think I have everything I need. Let's open up the box. We find a hard clue scroll inside, and the first step is to, inside the Karamja volcano, dig directly underneath the red spider's eggs respawn. Okay, so I just need to dig. So let's go to my house, take the spirit tree over to Brimhaven, and then we will run east toward the Karamja volcano. Alright, so we are running east, up to the gate, through the gate, and up the volcano. So, climbing down into the volcano, and now, oh, I see the red spider egg spawn on my screen. So I'm just gonna walk over there and take a dig. Dig, and found another clue. Not surprising at all. Alright, south of Iowworth Camp, I need to fight a Saradomin wizard. So I'm going to go to the Grand Exchange, grab my... I'm going to grab my Toxic Blowpipe and my Ava's Accumulator, so I don't just drop a whole bunch of amethyst darts on the ground. And now I have to go... Oh, and I also need... No, I think that's all I need. How do I get to Iowworth Camp? I'm going to check on my map to see where this is. So I think the easiest way to get there... What's the easiest way to get there? I could use the Iowworth Camp teleport scroll. Let's maybe do that if it's not too pricey. Opening my scroll book, and yeah, I don't think it's going to be too pricey, so I'm going to activate that teleport, and that should take us right there. Alright, now I need to run south a little bit. Across a log balance, agility place. And now I need to run south a little bit, and then also to the west. So, I can't remember the exact route here. I'm going to zoom out on my screen so I can see more. I think I have to go south across a trap. Yeah, it's like a leaf trap concealing a pitfall, and I made it across. Now I'm going to run a little bit further south. I see the dig spot on my screen, but I can't get there from here. Hopefully I can run kind of looping around. I think so. Yeah, I should be able to go through these dense forests and then run north from here. Entering the second dense forest and the third one. And now I have to run over a tripwire. This forest is famously really tricky to navigate. Even with a teleport, this was kind of a long run, kind of a circuitous run, and I got damaged and poisoned by the tripwire trap. That's alright. I think we'll be okay. And there's some more dense forest. I think we're pretty much home free now. really hope I didn't run the wrong way. Can I make it through these two trees? I think I'm blocked off. How do you get here? Goodness. That looks really tricky to get to. I can't zoom out any further to see. Strangely, there is a dense forest to the west of me. Can I just click enter and see if it takes me there? Nope, I can't reach it. Why is that even there? It's like blocked behind some trees and it looks like I can't get there. Well, I'm just gonna... I think I'm gonna teleport to Ioworth again and try a different path. Activate. Alright, now this time, I'm gonna see if I can kind of jaunt to the west earlier to get there. Doing the log balance again, because I might have just taken the wrong path. Alright, so if I run to the west early, then where do I go? It was so close. I didn't have to do that circuitous path. I just had to go west earlier. Okay, well now I know that's the way to get here. And I got damaged by these sticks that I'm trying to pass. Another trap, and I got damaged again. Shoot, I should have really brought some food. Okay, I made it across. And now when I dig, I'm going to have to fight a Ceredomin wizard. So, I'm going to dig and then try to run away from them, but they poison me, and I need to do protect from mage, and they're on me again. They might kill me. I just can't be in range of their... Okay, I think I'm good now. I'm set up. As long as the poison that I already have doesn't kill me, I think I'll be okay. But I do have to run to the Grand Exchange right after this. Ooh, I just took 6 damage from poison. I have 10 seconds until another 6 damage. This is going to be close. I can take 2 more bits of damage before and then the third one would kill me. I think I might just make it. I just took another one, so I have 8 health. Okay, next time I come here, okay, I killed the wizard, but next time I come here, I'm definitely going to take some, probably food and anti-poison. Okay, now I'm going to teleport to the Grand Exchange. Phew, we are safe. Okay, I have 3 health, so first I need to sip an anti-poison. Cured the poison, that's good, and now I need to eat. Just eat a bunch of lobsters until my health is back. Getting there. I have to also remember to go to my house to restore my prayer. Okay, I'm all healed up. And so we got 2... This is our 3rd clue step now, this one we read next. So, let's read that. Read clue scroll. I just need to go to a fairy ring and see where to dig, so I'm going to go to my house first, use my rejuvenation pool to restore my prayer. And then my fairy ring's right here, except, of course, I forgot my Drayman staff, so I can't actually use the fairy ring. I switched from a lunar staff to the Drayman staff recently because I lost the lunar staff while dying to a boss. And you have to pay to get it back, and you can just actually make a bunch of lunar Drayman staves, and so I just made a bunch, so even if I lose one, if I die again, I just have a bunch more in the bank, so I shouldn't need them for a long time, like need to get any more. If I ever do need the lunar staff, which I don't think I really do, I can just get it back by paying the normal way. Alright, so traveled through the fairy ring, and I see the dig place right here, so let's dig. Alright, another clue. This is our 4th clue step. Now it's a Zamorak wizard. This is going to be in the wilderness, so I need to go to the Grand Exchange and drop off all my stuff except for my spade, my clue, and a poison dragon dagger, which is my preferred weapon for fighting the Zamorak wizards. That'll show up. So, first, let's go to the Grand Exchange. Let's drop off everything I'm wearing and everything else in my inventory. So everything I'm wearing is in the inventory now. And everything in my inventory except for the spade and the clue, and I just need the dragon digger. So I'm using that now, and I just need to see how am I going to get to where this dig spot is. Okay, it's way up there. I think I'm going to use... Oh, maybe I have the teleport right here in my house. So I need to break a house tab, I guess. I'm going to risk it and bring 2 of those. If someone PKs me in the wilderness, then I will have to make sure I drop my teleport to house so I don't lose my clue. Okay, but do I have the Gorok teleport in my portal nexus? That's the question. No, I don't. I probably don't have a high enough magic level. That's okay. I can use my obelisk in my house, and I can set my destination to level 44 wilderness. And now I can teleport to that destination. Yes, enter the wilderness. Okay, so I'm pretty close. I just have to run north now, and I have to remember to drop my teleport to house scroll if I get a player killer on me. But I don't think that's going to happen. It's a pretty remote corner of the wilderness up here. But I will pick up these 3 chaos runes for free. Alright, now I'm running over to where the dig spot is. Hopefully this is the last step on this clue scroll, but it might not be. There might be another one after this. Okay, almost where the Zamorak wizard is. Okay, I'm at the dig spot, and once I dig, they'll show up. So I'm going to protect from mage, and oh great, there's a spider attacking me. But I'm digging, and there they are. And I use my special attack, which does like 2 hits in 1. I'm using it again. Their health is half gone. I'm using it again, and my one last time. And I just have one more hit left, and that's done. Okay, so the Zamorak wizard is down. And now I can dig again. And I got the casket. Great. Can I use my teleport to house scroll from here? Nope. It says you can't use it after level 20 wilderness. It's interesting because you can use it in the you can use it in the mage arena bank, even though it's like in the wilderness, but I guess you can use it there because it's a safe area. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna run back down to the obelisk and then try to teleport to my house. But I think there's a player here. It looked like there was a white dot on my map, but maybe they just logged out. Oh no, it was just me. I was the white dot. It's pretty funny. Alright, well let's go to the obelisk and set the destination to... I can't teleport back to my house with this obelisk, but I can go right to the Ferox Enclave. And let's teleport there. Oh shoot, I didn't run into the... Okay, I made it. It's weird, these obelisks, you have to activate them and then you have to run like onto the platform of the obelisk, or else you don't actually get teleported. Okay, but I am safely into the Ferox Enclave, and now I just need to drink from the restoration pool here, and everything will be restored. It's the pool of refreshment. Oh, everything except my special attack. That's the weird thing about this place. It restores everything except for your special attack. But let's open the reward casket and see what we will do next. Nice, I got loot worth 134,000 coins. Ooh, I got a unique that I probably didn't get before, the Ancient Plate Legs. 2 rune kite shields, a rune longsword, a black d'hide body, and 15 lobsters. So that's some nice loot. I'm going to check my collection log to see if I just got a new log. So that is clues, hard clues, yep, Ancient Plate Legs. That was my first one I ever got, because if I had gotten it again, it would say 2 next to it, and I only have 1 in my collection log. So nice, a new collection log slot filled for the first time from that. I only have 4 of 134 unique rewards from the hard treasure trails so far. I've only done 13 heart clue scrolls on my account, so not very many at all. Well, how am I going to figure out where to go next? I got ancient plate legs, which I believe are rune plate legs. Let's examine those. Rune plate legs in the colors of a long-forgotten god. The kite shield says a large metal shield. The rune longsword says a razor-sharp longsword. The lobsters, it just says they're a banknote because they're in banknote form. And the black d'hide body says made from 100% real dragon hide. Well, that doesn't give me a lot to go off. I need to figure out what I'm going to do based on this. Maybe I should fight something using only this armor. I kind of like that idea. Let's do that. So I'm going to teleport to my house and then run to the Grand Exchange. So, through my portal and over to the Grand Exchange. And okay, so I'm gonna deposit one of these rune square shields. I'm gonna deposit all of the lobsters and take them back out of the bank. So I have 15 lobsters. And I'm gonna deposit my dragon dagger. And I have a rune longsword, a rune kite shield, a black d'hide body, ancient plate legs, and 15 lobsters, and that's all I have. So, where do we go based on this? Where do we go? Where do you go with 3 rune items, a d'hide body, and 15 lobsters? A blue, it's actually a black d'hide body. I don't know why I just said blue. Well, the only thing that's coming to mind is the Champions Guild, because they sell rune armor there, so I'm going to run there. I kind of like this outfit, though. It's kind of cool looking. The ancient plate legs have, like, purple accents, so that's cool. That goes good with my purple hair my character has. And then I got this black d'hide body, and I have a black top on my character, so it's like, it blends in, the black d'hide body, like, kind of looks good with my black top. And then I just have a shield and a sword. Kind of like how it looks. Okay, let's go into the Champions Guild and see what we can find there. Walking in the door, and the Guildmaster says, "Greetings, bold adventurer. Welcome to the Guild of Champions." Let's examine them. It says, "Master of the Champions Guild." I'm going to talk to them. "Greetings." I can say, "What is this place?" "This is the Champions Guild. Only adventurers who have proved themselves worthy by gaining influence from quests are allowed in here." And I think you have to do Dragon Slayer 1 quest to get in here. No, you can get in here. You have to have a certain number of quest points, I think. And then once you get in here, maybe this is where you get the Dragon Slayer 1 quest. I can't quite remember. But once you do the Dragon Slayer quest, then you can buy, I think, the rune plate body from here. Okay, then they say, no, that's all they say. But I can also talk to them and ask for, can I have another key to Melzar's Maze? I think you've already got a key. Maybe you should check your key ring. Alright, we are being suggested an activity by an NPC, so we are going to do it. So, this is cool. I haven't been to Melzar's Maze since I did Dragon Slayer 1. So, we're going to go to the bank, get the key ring, and head over to Melzar's Maze. And we're only going to use what we have on us. I wonder what else I can find. Like, what unique things will I find or learn about Melzar's Maze by going there? So, I'm going to take my key ring out of the bank. There it is. Steel key ring. And now we have to run all the way to Remington, because that's where the maze is. What's the best way to get there? I think just all the way over to Falador, basically. And, well, yeah, I'm going to run down between Draenor Village, or Draenor Manor, and Falador. And then I'll cut across north of the farm. It's just south of Falador. And then from there it's just a run across Remington to get to the maze. Melzar's Maze was so iconic for me when I was a kid when I did Dragon Slayer for the first time. And that just seemed like such a cool quest. I think I did it without any guides. I don't even know if there were guides back then. Um, but I did Dragon Slayer, and it felt so cool and epic. It was like the ultimate quest. I think I was free to play for a long time. And I remember when I first got membership. So I think I did the quest when I was on a free to play account as a kid. And I finally got membership, I had some money. I didn't want to like ask my parents for money because I thought they wouldn't approve the game. And so I like had enough money from like allowance or my little part-time job I had. And I remember biking to the bank to get a check from the bank that was made out to JGX that I had to mail to the UK, I think. And I mailed them a check for, what was it, like $10 or something? $7, $10, I don't know. But I mailed them a check for my very first month of RuneScape membership. And as soon as I got membership, when I got the notification email that they'd processed my check and my order, then I immediately went to Karamja, because I guess anything besides Musa Point, which is where we just were, where the Karamja volcano is, to go through the gate and then to check out like the mainland of Karamja, you had to be a member, and it was like recently released, I think, like within some kind of recent timeline. Karamja was released, and I had never been there, and I think that's what kind of really convinced me to be a member, is that I like wanted to go explore this new area they added to the game. And so I remember I got my membership, I logged on, and I walked around Karamja, and I was like, this is so cool. I'm in the jungle now. And I don't really remember anything else I did on my membership account. I think I definitely like went to Taverley, maybe started Herblore, maybe did Druidic Ritual if that was released at that time. I probably went to Ardoyne too, like walked all the way to Ardoyne from Taverley and Catherby. I think I probably started training thieving. So there's a little bit of Drift Array backstory, but now I just walked in the door of Melzar's Maze, and it says you use the key and the door opens. And there are zombie rats in here. I'm going to attack one. They're level 3. I wonder what makes them different from a regular rat. If I examine them, it says ungrown undead vermin. I wonder if they like have weakness to like the salve amulet that lets you do extra damage to undead creatures. I wonder if that applies to like zombie rats. Other than that, I can't think of anything that would like make them different at all. And it's interesting, there's the small, tiny regular rats, then there's like the medium zombie rats, and then there's like the large zombie rats, but both the medium and large ones just say zombie rat level 3. There is a couple wardrobes in here that I can open, so I'm gonna go open those. And I'm gonna search this wardrobe. I'm opening the one to the north. It says the wardrobe is full of heaps of dead rats, and there's like, I can see like the sprites of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flat rats at the bottom of the wardrobe. That's kind of gross. And if I examine it, it says it smells funny in there. Okay, I'm going to close that. Okay, let's check out the wardrobe to the northwest. Same thing. Smells funny. Search. It's full of heaps of dead rats. I'll close that one. Let's examine the wardrobe to the west. I'm going to click open. I can't reach it because I'm to the side. Can I actually open this one at all? I don't think you can open this because there's a candlestick holder in the way. If we examine that candlestick holder, it says not as nice as some. Okay, and I probably won't be able to open this other one either. Nope, because there's a candlestick in front of that one. But let's open up the southern wardrobe. Search. Again, heaps of dead rats. It smells funny in there. Okay, so let's open the door that's right here. Just want to check that I'm definitely in the right place. Yep, the map says this is Melzar's Maze. So, if I open the wardrobes in here, I'm guessing they're all going to be the same. Why is every wardrobe filled with dead rats? That's so weird. Okay, I'm going to close them all. There are 3 wardrobes in this room to the south. Okay, Okay, I'm going to climb up the ladder in this room. The ladder is broken. I can't climb it. Wow, I totally forgot about that. Examine? I can't climb this. Alright, let's go through the red door. The door is securely locked. Okay, you're right. You need, like, different color keys to get through the different doors. So maybe I just have to, like, kill the rats until they drop a key? But maybe that won't even work since I'm finished the quest. If that is the case, like, if I don't get a key soon, I'll just probably move on to something else. Attacking a few rats. No keys yet. Oh, I got it. I got the red key. Take a key. Awesome. Okay, so now I should be able to get through red doors. Let's try the one to the north. Alright, and it closes behind me. Oh, and the key is gone. The key disintegrates as it unlocks the door. Let's search the bookshelves here. The books are full of scrawled notes. You open one at a random page. Cried again today, great weight in heart. I am causing so much pain to the souls I capture from the dead world. But Demon says they will thank me in the end. That's it. If I search it again, is it just going to be the same page? No. This one says, I've managed to create a magical binding that can bond bones to one another and create a complete, magically animated skeleton. Animating a creature with no internal anatomy proves difficult, however. Fascinating. Okay, another page says, O cabbage, thou art sick, the fire-breathing worm that flies in the night in the howling storm, has found out thy bed of leafy joy, and his dark secret love does thy life destroy. I wonder if that's talking about Elvarg, but Elvarg, you know, the boss of Dragon Slayer 1, Elvarg, I think, is a female dragon, so I wonder, or maybe it's not the same one. Okay. And then that last page was really interesting. It kind of makes me wonder if Melzar was the one who created, like, the undead creatures in Gielinor. And so the implication for that would be, if that's the case, then, like, maybe the zombie, or maybe the skeletons that we find around the world, like in the Varrock Sewers episodes, maybe they aren't just, like, reborn villagers from Varrock. Maybe they are creations of Melzar. But now I got a random event for Sergeant Damien for the, like, military kind of drill random event, so let's do it. Sergeant Damien says, Private Drifter, attention. You've been recommended for my corps. Do you think you can be the best? I'm going to say, sir, yes, sir. Alright, so now we're doing the event. Move yourself, Private. Follow my orders, and you may, just may, leave here in a fit state for my corps. I want to see you on that mat doing star jumps, Private. Go to this mat and do some star jumps. So I'm going to use the exercise mat. Oh, when I click use, it just does the star jumps. I haven't done this random event in a long time. I wonder where I am on the map. It doesn't show me. It's just like a random place. Get over there and jog on that map, Private. Okay, I'm going to use the jogging exercise mat. Doing some jogging. It's kind of funny, I'm like shuffling my feet in place. I want to see you on that mat doing star jumps, Private. Oh, and the signs next to the mats, and thus the mats for each movement change every time. That's pretty funny. Drop and give me push-ups on that mat, Private. It's the same one. It's the same mat all 3 times because it changed to the thing I needed to do. Give me sit-ups. Okay, that would be this mat. So now I'm doing sit-ups. Burp, 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 and I've done my sit-ups. Well, I'll be. You actually did it, Private. Now take this and get out of my sight. I like how I have what it takes to join their corps, but then they just give me a reward and I'm done. Like, there's no point, but I did get a lamp from that, so I'm going to put that on Runecraft. Well, now I know that I should always do that one because it gives you experience. It's good learning. Okay, let's search the bookshelves again and see what we find. Have made flesh grow on bones, like cabbage from seed. All power come from cabbage. Zombies not useful. I wonder if that means that Melzar also made the zombies of the world. Okay, and then I checked it again, it was just the first one. Let me check it one more time just to make sure that it's cycling between all of them. No, this one's new. Close study of the undead rat's behavior reveals that no behavioral patterns acquired in life survive the process. Even if the brain is perfectly preserved, I will have to find a way to conjure the deceased spirits separately. Okay, I'm going to keep searching until I just can't find anything new. Okay, this one says, I've succeeded in animating several of the skeletons, but without complete anatomies, they cannot hold the spirits of my dead countrymen. Most will serve as guards, but I have selected 2 on which I will attempt to grow flesh. Okay, so revising my earlier hypothesis that Melzar just made these things and they're not recycled or, like deceased villagers. It's like maybe they are deceased villagers, but then Melzar animated the remains of like people of the land to become the undead. Let's search it again. Note to self, must stop thinking about cabbages. The next one, the ghosts are still screaming. They seem to be in pain and they want to be returned to true death. But when I have perfected my techniques, they will thank me. The next one, with power custard, I have mastered life force. What does that mean? Souls of dead kinsmen scream and twist, but I can contain them into bodies. All hail Zammer, Zero, Z. Zamorak? Okay, the next one. I have managed to create a magical binding. Oh, that's one we already read. Is there going to be any other new ones? I think we might be out of new ones. I keep finding the same ones. Okay, this one's new. I searched the ruins of the camp again. Oh, it's from a camp. And have assembled a number of complete skeletons. As the flesh is all gone, it will be more difficult to animate them than the rats. And so, clearly, Melzar made the undead rats that are here. What else can we find? That's one we already got. Okay, here's a new one. I used the portrait of my wife in the ritual, and I am sure that the smoke formed fleetingly into the shape of her face. I could barely contain my tears to see her once again. She seemed in such pain. What else? On my 40th attempt, the process was partially successful. The rat's flesh continues to decay, but it regains the faculty for movement that it had in life. It is too early to say how many of its mental faculties have survived. Same one again. Okay, here's a new one. Had dream last night of great cabbage of Jas, used by gods to create all life and magic. All runes have part of its power, so with runes I can control power above magic. Okay, this is interesting for a couple of reasons. Melzar seems to know of the Stone of Jas, and then had like a goofy dream where, because like Melzar apparently thinks about cabbage all the time. Had a dream where the Stone of Jas was actually the cabbage of Jas, and we met the Stone of Jas. It's an object, but we found it in the Wild Gothic Sleeps quest in another episode. But I missed this part that maybe all runes have part of the power of the Stone of Jas. If this statement from the dream applies, if that's like an indication of like the lore of the Stone of Jas, it's something I totally missed before, and that would be really interesting. Okay, let's search again. This one just says, and there's a picture of a cabbage. Cabbage, cabababbage, agabic, cabbage, cabag, CCCC. Is there going to be any other new ones? That one is the same as we got before. That one is the same as we got before. Okay, I have nearly perfected the formula. I can now conjure ghosts that persist for several hours. I am sure I can soon make them permanent. Okay, that one is one that we've seen before. That one is one we've seen before. Okay, I have searched through the ruins of the refugee camp and found many personal items. I can use these to conjure the spirits of my deceased countrymen. getting some more duplicates. More duplicates. More duplicate. Another duplicate. Okay, have been able to bind the bones together. Demon says it will soon be time. Life force can be transferred. I mean, that right there just sounds like what the old ones are talking about with soul transference, referenced both in a quest I didn't do on the podcast, which was the Garden of Death, but then that quest is referenced in a quest that I have been doing, which is Desert Treasure 2. Okay, anything else new that we can find? That one was a redo. That one was a redo. This one is new. It just says Elvarg in all caps with a red line crossed through it. That one is one we've seen before. Okay, here's a new one. My ritual was a success. I've managed to subdue a lesser demon. I can channel its magic to master the forces of life and death, as long as its chains hold. That one is a redo. That one is a redo. Okay, here's another new one. The ghosts have a recognizable form, but they are still non-corporeal. They also seem to be in great distress, but they do not respond to anything I say. I don't think we saw that one before. That one we've seen before. Here's a new one. Oh, cabbage, thou art sick. Oh no, we read this one. Yeah, we read that one. I missed that it was talking about a cabbage at first. Looking for more new ones. I can't remember if I read this one already. Close study of the undead rat's behavior, I think I did, reveals that no behavioral patterns acquired in life survive the process, even if the brain is perfectly preserved. I will have to find a way to conjure the deceased spirits separately. Alright. We might be out of new ones. That's Cabbage of Jas again. Oh, here's a new one. Hate dragons, hate dragons, hate dragons. Okay, I'm going to look up Melzar's Maze on the wiki and just see if there's any that I've missed. Melzar's Maze. Melzar the Mad. The maze is the home of Melzar the Mad. One of three wizards who escaped from Crandor when the dragon Elvarg destroyed it. The only one that's still alive, lost his sanity, secluded himself and his piece of the map to Crandor in his maze northwest of Remington. Fought during Dragon Slayer 1. He built a castle on top of the Crandorian refugee camp which Elvarg had destroyed, then locked himself inside, sealing himself on the lowest floor. He then populated the castle with the undead forms of the Crandorians, having turned to necromancy. He also managed to trap a lesser demon, channeling its magic to aid his necromancy. He experimented with raising rat corpses, but found that the rats he experimented on did not obtain any of their living behaviors beyond basic movement. These are all from these Melzar's notes that we've been reading. He attempted to summon their spiritual forms using personal items to bind the spirits. During his experiments, he started becoming obsessed with cabbages and dreamed of the Cabbage of Jas. We're going to have to read that page. He eventually succeeded in reanimating several skeletons, but had trouble binding flesh to them. He selected 2 skeletons to grow flesh onto to turn them into zombies. He was unable to progress any further in his attempts at necromancy as he went mad not long after this. According to Malignius Mortifer, which the wiki says is a necromancer just northwest of Port Sarim, who I actually don't remember. Oh no, I kind of do. I think in that area, kind of north of Remington. Melzar's madness was caused by a backfiring spell, which also affected his ability to get his spells to work as it intended. However, his own notes indicate that a descent into madness caused by grief and anger. Okay, so, I mean, that seems to disprove what I said earlier about like maybe all undead life forms are created by Melzar. It just seems that Melzar created some skeletons, some zombies, some undead rats. Maybe there were ghosts. Sounds like there were ghosts there too. Okay, let's see. Which ones from this list did I miss? Maybe none. Portrait of the wife. Perfected the formula. Ghosts have recognizable form. Ghost still screaming. Cried again. Had dream of great cabbage. Search the ruins of the camp. Managed to create a magical binding. Bind the bones together. Animating several of the skeletons. Yeah, we've read them all. Okay. Alright, so now. On the Stone of Jas page, let's search for the word cabbage. Okay, Melzar's notes. It's the first reference. According to Melzar, it was used by the gods to create all life and magic. That's a reference in the wiki. The wiki is referring to Melzar's notes for that, and I think that's kind of funny given that it was a dream that Melzar had about the Stone of Jas being a great cabbage. So it's like, how do we even know that that's like... That doesn't seem like a very credible kind of reference for what the Stone of Jas actually is. But anyway, yeah, it does say, according to Melzar, it was used by the gods to create all life and magic. But, yeah. I think there's probably a better reference for that. Anyway, well, we've been at this a while. Let's see where we can go by climbing up the ladder. Okay, there are ghosts in here. If I attack one, what does it have? There's more bookshelves, but I'm guessing that's just going to be more of Melzar's notes. Oh, I hit a 15. Nice. Okay, the ghost didn't drop anything. Yeah. Okay, so all the bookshelves seem to have access to the same set of notes. That ladder is broken. I can't climb it. But maybe I can go into this room to the east and climb up. The door's locked. I feel like we've maybe got everything we can out of Melzar's maze for now. We didn't even have to eat any of our lobsters. But let's check what other keys we have on our steel keyring to see if there's anything else that we can find. Temple of Ikov, Edgeville Dungeon, Mining Camp, Mining Area in the Mining Camp, Taverley Dungeon, Elemental Workshop Key, Maze Key, that's the one we used to get here, and Weapon Store Key, Phoenix King, Weapons Store Key. I only have 9 keys, and it looks like there's at least 4 more I'm missing. What else could I add to my keyring? Okay, so I could get a couple. Yeah, I definitely have unlocked a couple. So I definitely want to add those to my keyring sometime. Okay. Well, I'm going to teleport back to the Grand Exchange. And I can't. Because I didn't bring anything to teleport with. But I am going to teleport to Lumbridge using my home teleport spell. And I wonder if you can change that to a different place. You can change the animation. But we're back in Lumbridge now. Climbing up the staircase because I need to get to my bank so I can get my rune pouch so I can teleport to the Grand Exchange. So I'm going up to the bank booth. I'll deposit these lobsters in my keyring, and I'm going to get the rune kite shield out so I can sell that. Get my money from the clue we did, and go to the Grand Exchange. Let's unequip all these items and sell them. But that's going to be it. So I'll sell these items. Okay, what was it, like 140k? So that's nice. And that's all I got for now. So this was a little bit of a different scavenger hunt. we started out with the treasure, and we ended with the lore. So in a sense, for this episode, the lore is the treasure that we found. I never knew any of that stuff from Melzar's bookshelves before, from Melzar's notes. So we learned a little bit more about Melzar, a connection with the Stone of Jas. We learned a little bit about the necromancy that Melzar was doing. And we started out with a clue that got us like 140k. So kind of a nice collection of things, and it's just really nice to get back to Melzar's Maze because I haven't been there in so long, and I've always thought it was really cool, like ever since I was a kid. Pretty cool, pretty spooky, kind of confounding. So it was nice to get back there. Well, a little bit of a different scavenger hunt, but a fun one nonetheless. I'm going to take these 3 body talismans that someone just dropped. Okay, so that's going to do it for this episode of Cozy Old School RuneScape Lore. I want to thank you so much for joining and for hanging out with me while I did this scavenger hunt, coming along for the ride. So, I hope that you have such a good evening and that you sleep so well. And I'm going to say good night and goodbye for now.